We have some major breaking news. CBS has confirmed Epstein's jail cell was a complete forensic disaster. As you can tell from these pictures, there were no proper evidence markers at all. Items were moved before photos. Epstein's body was gone before inspection. Key witnesses were not interviewed and the camera wasn't recording. Nearly 2 years went by before investigators decided to interview 2 key corrections officers on duty the night Epstein passed away. One of those officers was the only person to attest to seeing Epstein actually hanging by a bedsheet from his bunk. And details pulled from the 90 photos of Epstein's cell and other evidence collected appears to show a succession of basic oversight, ranging from an absence of evidence markers to items even being moved. Here's a quote from a forensic analyst named Nick saying, "The FBI literally has all of the best tools. I mean, spared no expense. They have every tool you can imagine. They use none of it as far as we can tell." He said this after reviewing these photos that are coming out which have never been published before. How are there not way more people pointing out the absurdity of this? When the first FBI agents arrived at Epstein's cell more than 7 hours later, photos showed they found a disorganized, riled through clutter. This is a very important detail. Epstein's lifeless body had already been removed from the cell. That, of course, eliminates a critical source of information investigators would need to determine how and when he passed away. Emergency medical technicians said the staff they interacted with could not say when Epstein was last seen alive or describe how he was found in his cell, other than the fact that he was found on the ground. A former NYPD detective said in these photographs it was obvious that things were moved around, going on to say it definitely appeared to me that the scene was, for a lack of better term, staged a bit. It's also very suspicious that Epstein was mandated by correction officers to have a cellmate. However, the day before he passed away, his cellmate was transferred. The scene in his cell was so chaotic that investigators never conclusively determined which strip of bedsheet was around Epstein's neck. This picture right here shows another fabricated noose found in an entirely different room that looks different from the one hanging from Epstein's bed frame. At this point, it's not a conspiracy, it's common sense. Everybody should be questioning this case and what exactly they're covering up.